There's been posters circulating for Klan rallies. There's been ICE raids. ICE has been spotted in Bristol, in Asheville, in Memphis, in Knoxville, and I mean, and that's just local to us. And it's all happening so quickly. It is insane. We have to start building in our communities to help fight back against this. Trump's inauguration, Nazi salutes at the inauguration, all these legislations being passed, all of these ICE raids trying to say that there's only two genders and erase the existence of queer and trans and non-binary people. And I mean, we gotta protect ourselves. A lot of the things that he's doing are very similar to how Hitler gained control in fascist Germany. And he moved quick. I'm queer and I'm a woman. I mean, women's reproductive rights have been being targeted for years. And that orange man sitting up there is not making it look any better. And we have billionaires right alongside him that don't have our interests at heart. And I just want to try and help any way that I can to protect my community and protect the people around me.
With my best friends, we're here protesting. Mainly I'm here for my rights too, as a Hispanic. Some of my families got deported, and if nobody's gonna do anything about it, we might as well. I might as well. I'll do whatever I can in my power to, because that's my family. I know if it was somebody else in my shoes, they'd do the same, or try their damn hardest to.
Mm-hmm. Mentioned that some of your family got deported?
Yeah. Last week. Yeah, last week. Last week they did, and it broke my heart. I'm doing everything in my power. My whole family is. We're doing everything we can. That's why we're out here too. Just doing everything we can to make justice, since our president can.
And there's talks of them taking Native Americans now, and not just immigrants, but Native Americans and people that are documented. I mean, it's messy. It's not it's getting messier and messier because it's just moving so quick.
Anything that you possibly can to stand up and show that you have your rights still. No matter who you are, you still have your rights. Your First Amendment right. A, to the fucking freedom of speech. B, to the freedom to come and peaceably assemble and tell your government, hey, I don't like this. What you're doing is not right. It is written into the U.S. Constitution. That is why the U.S. Constitution is not available on the White House's website right now. That is why the entire website is not available in Spanish right now.
I like to jokingly say that I'm a triple threat. I am queer, I am a woman, and I'm a woman of color. So I feel like a lot of personal ties. Specifically though, with that being said, I feel that something that people don't really understand is even if it doesn't directly pertain to me, I can still feel upset about it, and that in itself is empathy. And I think that empathy is what separates man from beast. Empathy is what forms community. Empathy is what keeps us human. And I think that it's very important. I am very vocal about trans rights. I'm a cis woman. I am very vocal about, women's rights in general, and specifically their right to abortion. And unless some very unfortunate travesty comes upon me, that's nothing I have to ever deal with as a lesbian, and I am still passionate about it. And I feel like even if it doesn't directly affect me, I can still be upset and should be. And I feel like that's really important.
This isn't about left, this isn't about right, this is about human beings. We put humanity first instead of letting some billionaires use their lies to manipulate us into fighting each other. That's not what it's about.
My wife and daughter had their rights stripped from them. Not only that, but I, as a brown man, have had my rights stripped away from me. I might be a light-skinned mulatto man, but that does not mean I have not been treated even slightly differently because of the way I look.
First they came for the Palestinians, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't a Palestinian. Then they came for the trans people, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't trans. Then they came for the immigrants, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't an immigrant. Then they came for union workers, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't a union worker. And then they came for me, and there was no one else left to speak up.
Right.
An assumption about me whenever I start to open up and talk about my views of our world is that I must hate my country. I absolutely do not hate my country. I love my country. This country was built on freedom, liberty, and justice for all. We wanted separation from a monarchy, so we did that. We separated from Britain. It's literally what we are here for. It's to have that freedom of speech, that freedom of religion. And to take away that freedom is absolutely treasonous. You're going against your country's core values. And I want to see that change. We need to stick to our core values that this country was founded on.
That big blue piece of paper that you see when you go into your work's office, everywhere, if you work for a check in this country, that states that you cannot discriminate against someone because of their race, class, or whatever, has been done away with. That means they can discriminate against you for whatever the fuck you want. That's not cool. That's not American. That is fascist.
I want my son to have a world to live in, you know, and that he can feel safe in. It's gotten way out of control. This has gotten way out of control.
On a very big picture, different legislations being passed, more protections for our trans and our queer community and our youth and our immigrants. And on more of a local level, just more support and more community supporting local. And with baby steps, maybe we can get to a bigger change.
I want my son to be able to look up to a leader like the president and be like, that's a good guy, not some guy who's grabbing women by the pussy, sexually assaulting people. How would you feel if that was your mother? Or how would you feel if that was your daughter or sister? And, you know, it's just disgusting how we have let this man, I don't understand. But now is the time. We all have to come together, and this is real. This is real life.
I expected to come down here, you know, everybody just hate, you know, but we had a few haters, but most of the time, I mean, you see people, hear people honking, they support us.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. That's a very good sign, because if we place our blocks right, we build a big enough community, we will be heard, and that's ultimately our goal, to be heard.
I'm not a politician. I don't have an economic plan, but I'm starting somewhere, and that's all I can do right now. And I just want to learn as I go, and hopefully we can create that path forward together. Woo! But again, a lot of positivity out here, more than I would have thought. So I mean, I think if we start building the groundwork, we can have a lot of support here.
See, because there have been a lot of people in the past who, you know, oh, this guy's a Nazi, or whatever. But it's like, this is real fascism. This is real. So just, if you want to stand up and do something, don't be afraid to. Now is the time. We need people. And just come out and with love in your heart. And together, we can maybe accomplish it.
I want everybody to live all together as one. No hate, no harm. Just all of us love each other. That's what we're made for. Technically, we're all brothers and sisters under His name.
Yes.
Why can't we live like that? Why do we have to be different? Why do we have to judge and hate other people for who they are? Why can't we just live all as one?